Look at Jeremiah chapter 29. And I'm going to just read to you verse 13. Great verse. This is God's verse for you today. This is what Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 13 says. You will seek me and you will find me when you seek me with all of your heart. Now that's God speaking. God said that. It's a statement about himself, and it's an invitation for people like you and me to know God. Now, folks, there are three things I want to share with you today about God. I believe God, and I want to tell you why I believe God. I'm just going to tell you, I want to share with you today why I believe in God. Number one, because he is God the Father. You might want to write that down today. By the way, if you've got an iPhone or a BlackBerry, you might want to get that out and write these notes down and then send them in an email to a friend. Right? Why I believe in God. Number one, because he's God the Father. There's number one. That's all I want you to put down. He's God the Father. You see, the Bible tells us a lot of things about God, folks, and people are trying to find God. I've met people, I know you have too, who tell me, well, God is a figment of one's imagination, or God is some abstract theory. Some people have said, well, I don't know whether God is a he, a she, or an it. Some people say, well, God is nature. I want to tell you why I believe in God. Number one, because he is God the Father. And the Bible tells me right up front, I'm just giving you these very quickly, tells me that God is the subject of the Bible. This truth, you see, I'm holding in my hand absolute truth, folks. Not asking Albert Einstein about this. I don't want to go and consult Steve Jobs. I'm not going to people that I respect or that have brilliant minds. I'm not asking you to ask me. God is the subject of the Bible. The Bible tells us that God is the creator of the heavens and the earth. Just, by the way, this has got nothing to do with the price of eggs, but I want to tell you this. Can I just tell you this? In Genesis chapter 1, did you notice something? The Bible says that God created the heavens, plural, and the earth. There's one earth, and there are galaxies of heavens. And God put someone like me on one earth, which tells me that this God in whom I believe, who is God the Father, has something very special in relationship to me. Oh, there are many moons and heavens and galaxies, one earth. The Bible says that God is the subject of the Bible. He's the creator of the heavens and earth. The Bible says that he's the source of life. All life comes from God. The Bible says God the Father created all life, that he breathed into the very nostrils of man, and he gave to people like you and me the very means by which we are able to live. I believe in God. Not only the source of life, but he's the giver of life. You see, that completes who God is. That's why I believe in God. He's God the Father, subject of the Bible, creator of heavens and earth. He's the source of life, but he's also the giver of life. Because as the source of life, he gave me my life, but I threw my life away when I sinned against him. I said, I don't want to live anymore. So I sinned against God. That's what happened to Adam. And because I threw away my life, in other words, I turned my back against the source of life, God, because He's God the Father, told me from beginning of time in the Garden of Eden that He is the giver of life. Now, in giving life, He gives back to me the life that I forfeited when I sinned against Him. Bible says all have sinned and come, what's the word there? Short. Everybody say that. All have sinned and come short of what? The glory of God.